Let's go to the bathroom. We'll talk to the bathroom for a minute. Listen, it's a private men thing. It's men talk.
Yeah, well, listen, you get out. No, you get out and you talk when you mad at. You talk when you got respect that. You hear me?
I'm the bathroom talking guy.
Hey, listen. I don't know if he's been in jail too long. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We get down when we get mad at.
I'm the bathroom guy. We ain't gonna start no internet.
And I'm a dad. I don't give a fuck where I gotta go about my son. Yeah, get out when you get mad at. Yeah, get out when you get mad at. You see what I'm saying? Listen, Devin Haney is the best fighter in the world, and ain't no dad gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go about it. That's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing. Listen, just like I said, for all the dads around the world, you're not gonna be bullied by Bernard Hopkins and nobody. I got the best fighter in the world, and I'm here to represent.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So as you guys just seen and heard right there, that was the clip that went viral of Bill Haney and Bernard Hopkins getting into it, where Bernard Hopkins, he gives Bill Haney a little bit of a shove and then he dips out, kind of like he was doing a drive-by or a walk-by. Devin Haney, he actually reacted to what Bernard Hopkins did to his father by basically retweeting what someone else said on Twitter. Somebody said, yo, Bernard, that was such a sucker move. Now, this whole situation, it stems from a recent interview that Bernard Hopkins did. Bernard was saying things that doesn't make sense coming from him, and I'm going to explain after I play the clip. So let me go ahead and play a little bit of what he said, and then I'm going to start unpacking it.
Just about Haney, did he look like a guy in that Prograis fight that could hold the throne you held once, pound for pound? Like he could grow, he's growing, trending towards that?
I mean, you keep beating people in that division that's marketable and that people recognize as, okay, that's a level up. Like you level up beating that person, you deserve your accolades. And that goes not only for that particular fighter in any weight class. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is this, right? It's not all about how many belts you got to make you the king of the jungle. It's about a few things. The business, what numbers you put in, with butts, how many butts you put in the seats. It's all about economics. It's all about economics. The belt is the commercial.
Okay, so this is the reason why it makes no sense hearing this from Bernard Hopkins. Because when Bernard Hopkins was pound for pound the best fighter in the world, or even one of the best fighters in the world, he was never a big attraction. And yet he would always tell people that he should be considered the best fighter in the world. So now by Bernard's own logic, he's saying that he should have never been considered the best fighter in the world because he wasn't known for how many butts he put in seats. Bernard was known for being the best fighter in the world. You know, when you watch in the Olympics, you watch in boxing and you look at the bracket of all the fighters, some of those fighters are extremely popular, meaning they may have a larger fan base in the audience. But the only thing that matters is who wins the gold medal. Okay, so now before I go any further, I want to get back to what Bernard Hopkins said in this interview, because then he starts to sound even more ridiculous. Once again, because these are things coming from Bernard Hopkins, someone who has been in Devin Haney's shoes before in every way. So then Hopkins is asked, who's better? Forget about numbers and all that kind of stuff. Who's better between Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis? Now, I would expect someone like Bernard Hopkins, with all the experience he has in the ring, to break this down analytically, regardless of who he's picking to win. But that's not what Bernard Hopkins did at all. He says something that would make you think that he's never even been in a boxing gym before. Like this is just an extreme casual fan just talking about boxing.
Not only what you do physically, but economically, like business-wise. Like, I'm gonna say it again. How many arenas can you sell out? How many numbers can you do on pay-per-view?
Well then, forget numbers for a second. Who's the better fighter, Tank or Devin Haney, to your eyes? They're both.
Who?
Tank or Devin Haney. Who's the better fighter in your eyes when you watch them?
Tank.
Why?
He beat the better opposition.
I forget opposition. I'm talking eye test.
He beat.
You know?
No, you can't forget about the people that he beat.
No, you can't. But I'm
listen.
Yeah.
The people that Tank beat, I think. No, I know it overrides for Haney who he beat, and that's just my opinion. He ain't listen. both of those guys beat good quality guys.
Yeah.
But I believe Tank got the overwhelming resume that showed that he fought the tough order, the most talented fighters in amongst them too.
You like the
Look at the record. Look at the records. What I'm gonna do is anybody that listening to this, go look at the opponents, say the last 10. Let's go to the last 10, not the whole record. Let's go to, I give everybody a break. Let's go to the last 10 fighters that each guy fought. And you tell me, I could be wrong, but I know I'm not. I already did my research.
So once again, Hopkins was asked who is the better fighter between Gervonta and Devin Haney. Bernard, he says Tank, because Gervonta has fought better competition. But Hopkins should know better than anyone else. Resumes has nothing to do with who's the better fighter out of Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. The reason why Hopkins is supposed to know this better than anyone else is because Hopkins, he always beat guys that had a better resume than he did. I mean, is Bernard forgetting that he beat Oscar in Trinidad and they both had better resumes than he did? In fact, historically, fighters with the best resumes almost always lose to a fighter that doesn't have that much of a resume. Genaro Hernandez losing to Floyd Mayweather. Canelo Alvarez losing to Bivol. Teofimo Lopez losing to George Kambosos. Hell, Tyson Fury arguably losing to Francis Ngannou. At the end of the day, it's just sad when you're talking to a boxer who's been in the ring for so many years, you're expecting him to drop some serious sweet science, and instead he drops nothing but politics. Because that's all that answer was a political answer. His answer really had nothing to do with the question. Then the reporter, he takes it even further by saying to Bernard Hopkins, the point is they need to fight. We want to see the fight, they need to fight. And it was funny because Bernard Hopkins, he contradicted himself. Because at first he responded by saying, well, it's not mandatory, like saying the fight doesn't really need to happen. But then when the reporter said, well, it is building towards that way, like kind of like a Crawford versus Errol Spence situation, that's when Bernard, he switched it up and said, well, every big fight needs to happen this year. These are the type of answers you're going to get when someone is trying to answer everything politically, trying to answer questions the right way or trying to cater to a certain demographic when they answer the question, as opposed to just telling the truth. There's nothing that Bernard Hopkins said that made any logical sense. Even the exchange he had with Bill Haney, it didn't make any logical sense. Because if you had no problem getting on a microphone and talking about Devin Haney or Gervonta Tank Davis, why would you have a problem talking about Devin Haney in front of Bill Haney? I mean, Bernard could have just said the same things that he said to the reporter. Why does that require a bathroom meeting? All Bernard had to do is explain to Bill why he disagrees with him. Once again, everything Bernard Hopkins has already said about Devin Haney, he didn't mind saying it on camera. Now, all of a sudden, when it comes to explaining himself, he doesn't want that conversation to be on camera. We know what time it is. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes,
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers.
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com.
Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.